Should I get my healing balloon out?
No, we're recording. I'd prefer you not do that. Anyway, welcome to Lich, everybody. So,
Yeah.
I would like to introduce...
But why do Lich sound like Chris McClain?
You don't know that yet. Anyway, so, let's go ahead, just go down the table, and we'll introduce ourselves. My name is Hayden Roberts. I'm the DM and also playing the character of Peneliti Budak. But we'll see a bit more about either of those characters later on. Next up is my sister Kirsten, who is playing the character of Vozduh. Say hi, Kirsten.
Hello.
And then we have Ruinsway, or in this case, at least today, We Lickin' Boys, who is playing Sugarlight and Sylvis.
This campaign is called...
Your mic's cutting out a bit, but...
This campaign is called Lich, We Lickin' Boys.
Yeah. Anyway, so then after that we have frostiii, the creator of Sword of Arcadia and also playing the character of Sylvis Valaman. And then last in the VC order we have NebelPanda playing the character of Lilia.
Wee.
So with that being said, I feel like we are ready to begin the session. Let's begin.
Perfectly timed music. Hey.
All of you walk through your respective portals at the same time and find yourselves on a plain. The grass is similar to what you would find in your backyard, but the rolling hills seem more like something you would find in a prairie. The sun is about halfway to its peak, causing a strong imbalance of light to your left sides. In front of you is a castle, rich in Gothic grandeur. The bizarrely shaped granite gargoyles have their mouths gaping open, presumably as a spout for rainwater. The flying buttresses, however, seem to be of ephemeral beauty, almost baroque in origin, and of very fine quality, as if their model were not simply used as a reference, but wholly encased in the stone. In front of the colossus that is this castle, there stands a large skeletal figure with bony wings on his back. And this is an image of him. He wears a red cloak and wields the same staff used by the respective entities who brought you into this challenge. After all 5 participants enter, those who have assisted you step through the portal as well before disappearing. All that remains in your field of view is the skeletal figure, the castle beside him, and the 5 of you. After an awkward pause, the undead figure turns to a crow that has since perched itself on his left hand. Jerome, I thought it was very clear about bringing 8 people, not 5. The crow, seemingly named Jerome, responds with a squawk. That was the minimum, bird brain, not the maximum. Jerome's call is louder now, as if agitated by the remark. Right, should have called you that. Sorry. I love you. Jerome chirps and goes onto the figure's shoulder. He clears his throat and begins to speak to you. Welcome, gladiators! As you might be able to see, you are no longer in Sindime. In fact, you are no longer on the material plane. This is a pocket dimension, gladiators, and I welcome you to this year's version of Life in Cold-Blooded Homicide! Now, if you would please quiet down for one... Okay. Excuse the audience. Anyway, as I was saying, now, you all have been brought here for one general purpose. You want to become a Lich, like me. The Lich bows to you, the supposed gladiators. Your specific reasoning, however, is different, and seen within all of your eyes as a noble cause. You need not tell what your reasoning is, but I would like to know a little more about you all. So, I will call upon you to state your name and a little bit about yourself. Let's start with, you, the Genasi. And I'm going to go ahead and describe my character. Peneliti, the Earth Genasi, steps forward. His onyx skin is offset by his light blonde hair and goatee. Let me grab an image real quick. Hold on. There we are. Complemented by a pair of piercing blue eyes. His ears are pointed, implying that because he also has facial hair, he was born to a half-elf. His attire is all black, and there seems to be a wisp floating by his side upon closer investigation, but it's very hard to see. My name is Peneliti Budak, and I am on a quest to find out what happened to my brother 24 years ago. Peneliti steps back to his original position, and the Lich begins speaking again. I wish you the best of luck in that endeavor, Mr. Budak. Next! You, the other Genasi. Kirsten, feel free to describe your character.
I am Vozduh. As you can see, I am blue, and I'm here purely out of spite.
Spite is a powerful weapon indeed. Next up, the fairy moth-looking thing, whatever you are.
Sugarlight just
yeah.
briefly tries to... Anyone looking at Sugarlight can tell he's in a confused, very dazed state. Like... Huh? What did you say?
Introduce yourself.
Oh. My name is Sugarlight Snowdream. My family just died.
Oh.
My sincerest condolences, Snowdream. Next up, the half-elf. You. Introduce your character, Frosty.
A younger half-elf, probably like 15, 16, looks around. He has pale white skin, pointed ears, and white hair that just completely covers his eyes. How does he see? I don't know. He kind of gives glances at everyone. My name is Sylvis. And he doesn't elaborate.
Not much of a talker, I see. Hopefully you're a bit more of a fighter. You, the Dragonborn. You're next. Introduce your character, Nebel.
Alright. Yeah, so this black dragonborn with, orange horns and purple hair
And a tuxedo shirt, apparently.
comes up and, okay, introduction. It's the closest thing I could find to our other outfit. Hero Forge is a bit limited sometimes. Anyways, yeah. I'm Lilia Kiseon, and I'm the hero of my town.
Let's see if you're a hero on the battlefield as well. Alright, so, now that we've all introduced ourselves, let's lay down how this is going to work. First of all, you'll be starting off with 2 weapons of your choosing, don't worry, none of them are magic, a set of leather armor, and 15 gold pieces. Every day you stay alive, you get another 15 gold pieces. The only way to earn more is by either selling items or killing other gladiators and taking their gold. As you probably could have guessed by now, the last person to die will become a Lich, while everybody else used to make the conversion, except for one, which the winner can revive if they so choose, and they will be guaranteed a long and happy life. Nothing is against the rules.
Sugarlight raises his hand. Does it have to be someone here, or can it be someone of your own choosing?
It has to be someone in the competition. I'm sorry.
Second question.
Yes?
What's gold?
It's our form of currency.
What's currency?
Oh gosh, you're really divorced from society, aren't you? Okay.
I'm mountain folk.
So, you know how sometimes you give something to somebody else in exchange for something else, right?
Yeah?
Sometimes gold can be in place of that thing.
Oh! What's it do?
It's just how... I thought I already explained that. Basically, they'll ask for an amount of gold pieces, and then you give it to them, and they give you the thing that you ask for.
Okay.
Alright, moving on. Wow, we're screwed. Nothing is against the rules when fighting against one another outside of the dueling grounds. But if there is a dueling ground in the town you and your opponents are in, then any fighting must happen there, with the house rules being followed. Oh, and that reminds me, I should probably tell you all that if you harm anybody here that isn't a competitor, you may risk disqualification. It's not cool, dudes. Speaking of don't harm people, this first day is a grace period, meaning that nobody is allowed to kill anybody else until this siren sounds to announce the bulletin. I'm going to go ahead and make the siren. Anyway, you may think that you have as much time as you want, but, hold on, I've got to turn out this, okay, let's try that again. You may think that you have as much time as you want, but waiting too long may be the end for you. See, after every day tomorrow, a single town will sink into the ocean each day that passes. Feel free to look at your maps for this part. I'll go ahead and post that again. Where is it? Wherefore art thou maps? This is the map, yes. Here we go. Those sea serpents aren't just drawn to show that the water is dangerous. No, you will actually be eaten alive by massive sea serpents if you end up in that ocean too far away from the shore, and you will die. So make sure that you think twice before going for a late night swim. Lastly, nobody is allowed to enter my castle until the games are over, and we know who the last gladiator standing is. If somebody enters the castle before the game has ended, then they will be disqualified and killed on the spot. Those gargoyles up there don't mess with trespassers. Other than that, everything else is perfectly okay with me. Have fun, gladiators. Make sure I'll be sure to give some announcements whenever I can. The Lich then flies into the castle, leaving you all on your own. Now, what do you do?
You know what? Sylvis takes a little glance at his map, kind of looks around the area, and then just goes off in a direction.
Which direction?
I'll tell you. I don't wanna... I'm scared people are gonna...
Yeah,
No, I won't.
you can just
I'll
go ahead and
go
see
north.
if need be.
I'll go someplace
North,
else.
okay. So north, that leaves a location in mind, so, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to talk to
Not
my parents
actually,
about something. What did I miss?
We are now
Basically,
doing stuff.
the rules. We're doing stuff
We're
now.
free to go.
Sylvis is heading up north.
Okay.
Peneliti is going to go ahead and go just a bit west to the town of Iradna.
So, Sugarlight, just needs a place to relax. Like, some place to just, like, kind of decompress and get his bearings. Is there any place like that?
They're all generally able to give you their bearings. It's not too hostile normally.
I'll probably go north as well, then.
Alright, so... in that case, that leaves two other people. Where are they going?
I head south. And I just, like, as I'm walking, I just kind of look for stuff that I may need on my way.
In that case, roll an investigation check.
Hold on, I can't find it. It is. Uh,
23, okay.
23.
So, with that in mind, you're able to find quite a bit of food. It's enough to stave you off for at least a couple of days.
Alright.
Wait, can Sylvis also look for things?
Roll an investigation check.
Yeah. That's a 13.
13, okay, so... you don't find quite as much, but you find at least 2 meals.
2 meals, okay.
I'm probably going to have Peneliti scour as well. He's got proficient expertise in investigation, so this should be fun. Let's go ahead and roll that. That's a 28. He finds about...
What?
just a little bit over 2 days worth of food. Maybe, 2 days and then breakfast the day after. And that just leaves... Lilia, where do you want to go?
To my town, I guess.
So you're heading to Dehlruse.
Dehlruse, yeah.
Alright, so... in that case, I'm going to divide the session as follows. Curson, you are free to go since you don't have much time left. We'll do yours later. I forgot how I spelled Iradna. There we go. So that's how we're going to divide the session. We're going to start off with Sugarlight and Sylvis, since that's where there are more people.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
Yo, it's time.
the two of you trek sort of across from the Lich's castle. Not really trying to cross the fjord. And instead going around it. Toward the northern border of the town, which is actually the southern border, because if you'll notice, the compass is upside down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did notice that. I was gonna ask about it when you were saying
I
north.
did not
and I
notice
was
that
like,
at all. I would.
didn't notice that.
No, it's just
Anyways, does the Sylvis notice the tiny little moth thing?
Do you? Do you want to roll a stealth check, or do you not want to hide yourself, Sugarlight?
You said that. No one can fight.
It's a grace
on the
period
first-
today, yes.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm just gonna casually just fly about.
Then,
okay, technically, I
since
think he said
Sugarlight
that
is
there's
not...
no killing today.
No killing, no fighting,
Except
sort of the
fighting.
same thing.
Oh, okay, no fine. Okay.
No fighting.
Okay, but yeah, so...
Sylvis is definitely caught off guard by the fact that there's like a moth here. That's a little weird. He's gonna speed up a little. He wants resources.
Do I see that? Can I roll to see if I catch
I mean,
that?
he's definitely not hiding the fact that he's speeding up, so it's up to you.
Yeah.
Sudden,
He's not really hiding it, so I'll say you realize it.
Sugarlight is just like, he wasn't paying attention before, but like, you see sudden motion in front of you in a death game, and then you immediately like they hear a voice in their head. On guard. Somebody's in front of you making swift motions. Sugarlight is going to, and then he's going to notice that they speed up, and just kind of, they seem to be making motions away from me. Should I follow them? Yeah, they may be looking for a tactical advantage. Best to kind of have them lead you to one.
Darn it.
Sugarlight follows. Sugarlight follows.
I feel like
Yeah.
Ruins chose this character just to show off his voice acting chops, let's be real here.
Man, I've been trying to throw my voice for this for like 3 months.
Yep. Alright, so
It's not been working.
in that case,
Anyway.
both of you make an athletics check to see
Yeah,
if
athletics.
Sugarlight catches up.
Oh, this is not good.
Athletics is +2.
Okay, so it's a 19, but I did roll a nat 20. But it's technically a 19. I don't know how it works then, but
How do I?
exclamation point, whatever dice you're rolling.
20 crit.
Sylvis is fast as fuck, boy.
Okay,
14.
so that's a 14.
It's technically 16 because I have a +2.
Jimmy, what are you
Alright,
doing?
you can actually add the +2 to this as well.
Oh shit.
Yeah, just add the modifier right there.
Okay.
So, Sylvis manages to outrun Sugarlight, but not by too much. Good news is that Sylvis isn't too winded out by this. I'll say that's the benefit for the natural 20. But rest assured, eventually Sylvis arrives in the town of Molderve, I believe it was you wanted to go to.
Mm-hmm.
In that case, I'll go ahead and change the music really quick.
I'm actually gonna head into Molderve too.
Alright.
The first thing Silas does when he gets here is starts scavenging for anything that he could use to have an advantage. Like, anything. You want the pocket watch? Anything. Literally anything that has any sort of value or can help him in the slightest. He's just gonna yoink to his little pockets.
Alright, so then that's another investigation check. Because, gosh, you are just a collector of whatever.
That's a 15. Yes, I
15.
am.
You see a few sticks on the ground. Pick those up. But then alongside that, you also find some loose change. So you can go ahead, add, let's go 3 gold pieces.
Actually goated.
You don't quite...
Sugarlight... Okay, go ahead.
Okay, in that case, since you picked up those gold pieces, roll me a perception check.
That is a 27.
Oh wow, you definitely see it then. Okay. So you notice as you're putting the coins in your pocket that something's not quite right about them. There almost seems to be like blood on it.
Is it anything that could personally harm him?
No, it's just blood.
Nah, whatever. He's some pockets that changed.
Alright then, so, eventually Sugarlight also enters the town.
Okay. Sugarlight is mainly going to look for just a place to relax. You know, I need to think about things.
Is there anywhere in particular you want to go?
Moldive. I'm taking a look at Moldive. Is there a detailed like
Molderve.
map of the town?
I have a list of what all is in the town. There are 34 farms, 2 taverns, 1 inn, and a weapons shop. With items up to 45 gold in price.
34 farms?
34 farms. It's a fairly big town. It has 841 people in it.
Probably gonna look for one of those farms. Anything resembling
Actual
nature.
people in these towns.
34 whole ass farms, and I don't even have one.
Wait, did you roll to try to find a farm?
Can I? Or
you probably don't need to roll for it. I mean, they're like right there.
yeah, that's what I was thinking.
So you lay down in what looks to be an open crop. I don't know why I said what looks to be. It is an open crop.
I see what looks like dirt beds, and I need to pull that down. And you just see this horrified face on his on his expression, as the thoughts of "What am I doing?" and "What happened?" just run through his head.
I should probably actually loop the track. Hold on.
Looping boys.
Alright. That way it doesn't run out after 7 minutes. So, do you just go to bed then, or...?
No, I can't sleep. I just lay there.
So
I need
traumatized. Okay.
I need a second to process just everything that's happened in my life recently.
In that case, the farmhand who owns the lot just looks at this moth, is just like, alright then, and continues on. Just sowing his
can
crops.
Sylvis look for a weapons shop?
Let me just say this. There is one in the town. It's just a matter of knowing where to look. Moth.
Muff.
Can he look for a weapons shop?
He can. There's nothing saying he can't.
I want weapon. I want buy thing.
Alright then, so how much do you have right now? 18 gold?
Is that enough to get anything in the shop?
Yeah, it has anything up to 45 gold, so you can probably find something. It's going to be standard listings for prices.
Ooh. Alright. Should I roll to look for the shop?
If you wish to, sure. Or you can just say, I don't. I just find the shop. You can say that
Shop.
too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Doing that.
In that case, you go up to the weapons shop and see the blacksmith. He is a halfling who looks a bit like this. He has that same staff that the Lich and all those other people had. So you can presume that he definitely has some sort of importance. And then he says to you, "Crikey, it's been a while since I've actually seen anybody here. Welcome to my shop. What would you like?"
Poison. Do you have any?
Poison. I don't think I have any poison. That's not necessarily a weapon that I can forge, but Grocer's kind of an apothecary, so...
There's an apothecary? Wait, what's an apothecary? Adam.
It's medicinal.
Sells medicine.
Yes. Yeah, it's,
Right.
It's an apothecary.
Alright, well, Sylvis is gonna go to the apothecary then.
God, is there an apothecary in the town? I almost forgot about that.
Is there an apothecary?
Or a grocery. There's no grocer. Right. The nearest one is in... Let me see. I'm pretty sure the nearest one's in Estevier.
Never mind then. He's just gonna wait then. He's just gonna chill. Find a place to sit, wait, maybe scavenge. Assume if I'm doing nothing, I'm going to be scavenging for material.
Alright, in that case, the smith, named Smith, calls out to you and says, "Hey, you know, there's a chance I might have a dagger with poison already on it."
Oh, really? That piques his interest.
Gambling.
Poison-dipped dagger is like chocolate-dipped cone.
Yes.
Lick.
Tasty. Okay, but, I'm only doing this because you are the guinea pig for a new mechanic.
Oh yeah, let's go!
Remember when I was talking about implementing a sort of gacha system in this?
Oh
my gosh.
jeez.
Yeah,
Gonna
it's
roll
about
a fucking
gambling.
Well,
Gonna roll a fucking 3-star.
I'm gonna roll a D100, and that determines the rarity of the weapon you get. So, you want to purchase the dagger, right?
Depends on how much it is.
Just the price of a regular dagger. You can probably find it in this listing. It's 2 gold pieces.
Yeah, he's buying that dagger.
Alright then, 1 dagger coming up. And that is a 33 on the roll, which gives you a common rarity dagger.
That's so sad.
You could gamble again. And so he drops the dagger onto the table. Here you go. And you now have a dagger.
Is it a poison one?
No, it's just a regular dagger.
Can he buy another dagger?
Yes, you can. It's going to be another 2 gold pieces, though.
That's okay. Okay, I have a gambling problem. This is not good.
That's a 30. That's another common.
How many gold pieces do we start with?
15. And Sylvis found 3, so he has essentially 9 rolls with daggers.
Okay, am I gonna buy another...
I mean, you could sell those 2 daggers to get another chance on top of that. Because you have 3 common daggers now, so you can sell 2 of them and get a chance to roll another.
You know what I'm doing it? Yeah, he's gonna he's gonna sell 2 of the daggers and get another dagger with the money from the 2
Alright,
Oh.
so you're back to 16 gold. You're buying another dagger, I presume?
Yes.
That's a 75, a rare
Yeah!
weapon. So, from there, I'm going to give you some options. Dagger of Venom, Dagger +2, Dragon Tooth Dagger, or Vicious Dagger.
I can only see 3 of those items, so
Well, one of them is purchased from D&D Beyond, so... Dagger of Venom, Dagger +2, Dragon Tooth, or Vicious. Presuming that you're
I'm
wanting one
taking
with
the-
poison, so Dagger
yeah, I'm
of
gonna
Venom.
take the Venom one, yeah.
Alright, there you go. You've got yourself a Dagger of Venom.
Yay!
And all it cost you was essentially 1 gold, because you found 3, and then spent 6, got 2 back.
Gambling is just so worth it.
Ha!
Sometimes.
I'm gonna go tell that. I'm gonna put that quote on a billboard in Las Vegas.
Gambling is just so worth it. But yeah, I trust that's to your liking then.
He gives a little nod to the smith and looks at it. This is enjoyable.
Dagger. So yeah, there you go. You got yourself a poison dagger. Is there anything else you want to do, or are we able to go back to Sugarlight, still coping?
Go back to Sugarlight. I'm good.
Alright. Sugarlight.
Sugarlight has ingested all the copium. He is now, at the very least, functioning, ready to just... He's like, I'm in this situation. I gotta make the best of it. I can't just sit around and think about it all day. He's still sad, but he's like absolutely functioning right now. Like, and so he's just gonna just wander around town, just kind of aimlessly, because he's not familiar with society. He's not familiar with how this works and why everything is so big.
Oh, right.
Uh,
Yeah. Tiny
little baby
lad.
man, little baby man.
Yeah.
Little baby. He's gonna just randomly, aimlessly wander around town.
Looking for anything, or just sightseeing?
Sightseeing. Can I roll to see if I run into
Oh wait,
Sylvis?
hold on. There's something that I almost forgot for Sylvis.
Yeah.
So your passive perception is what now?
+8.
That's not the passive perception. Your passive perception
Shoot, what is a passive? I don't...
It's in that bar over there where there's 3 numbers, all of which are above 10.
Oh,
I think it's 8 plus
18.
your...
18.
Okay, so 18, that's good enough. So you look at the Venom dagger, and you notice some initials carved into the dagger. Do you want to see what those initials are, or...
Yes.
Okay. The initials are C... Oh gosh, what's this other letter? CR. Those are the initials.
CR.
Challenge rating.
Critical roll!
No. No, you don't know. Neither of those.
In order to find out what this dagger does, you have to find out Travis's new character.
Shame. Anyway, so, from there you go. Dagger of Venom with initials CR on it. And
Thank you.
do you want to roll for if you see Sylvis? Okay, so there's
Yes,
considering
I
that
do
you
want to roll.
know what Sylvis looks like.
I have a vague idea. He did scurry like as soon as I saw him.
You'd probably go to one of the bigger locations,
Yes.
and you know what he looks like. So I'm gonna say roll for perception.
All right.
Yeah, sure. And I'll set the DC as follows.
Perception is okay. That's D20
Plus
3. I got an 11.
11. Okay, so what part of town are you in?
I was at one of the farms, and then I'm just kind of wandering
One of the
aimlessly.
farms, and that's kind of... So, you don't quite see him yet, but you're getting into the neck of town. Right now, you're at one of the inns. You thought that he would probably be there, but by the looks of it, at least on the outside, you don't see him.
Could I, like... I'm just looking for... Now what really soothes me is any particular light source. Is there, like, any constant light source? Can I roll for lamps? Like,
Go ahead, roll for lamps.
Can I gamble for lamps?
Sure, you gotta go to the weapon shop first.
Okay.
So
We'll
you go
roll
to
to
the
find the
weapon
weapon shop. Another 11. Yep, I'll go to the weapon shop.
Alright.
Jimmy rolling dice. Jimmy, stop.
Now, since you rolled and you're at the weapons shop now, you see Sylvis! Still kind of contemplating that Dagger of Venom. So, you wanted to find some sort of light source, right?
Yeah, lamp.
Since you're wanting to gamble for it, though, you'll probably have to find some sort of weapon that is lamp-oriented. Or might be lamp-oriented. For example, a flame-tongue weapon.
Man, I have no use for weapons. I'm just gonna take a look at the selection and be like, Sugarlight is just generally confused at all of this. Like, people who have weapons don't typically come around these parts. His clan has never used one. He's just like, so what do the pointy things do?
Well, they stab things.
Stab?
Or run through things. Which pointy thing are you referring to?
Do you have, like, light?
Right.
Is that something I can use with gold?
He is very much confused as to why you're asking for light at a weapons shop. But, regardless, he says, tell you what, there's a bit of light outside the tavern, or inside the tavern. There's some nice light in there. Maybe you could get some. I might get something from there, too.
Tavern. Can you locate me to this tavern?
Couple blocks down to the left.
Thank you. My blessings.
Anytime.
He's about to leave. Sugarlight is about to leave. And then he spots Sylvis.
Being a dagger, very, very aggressive.
He spots Sylvis, and suddenly his expression changes.
Oh.
Oh?
Oh?
Amberlyn takes over.
Oh no!
Oh?
Isn't that one of those elves? One of those elves that destroyed your village. Sugarlight gets irrationally upset. He approaches Sylvis.
Sylvis just kind of turns around, still holding the dagger. What do you want?
Sugarlight is now furious. You know what? Amberlyn just takes over. Wild shape.
Roll initiative?
I'm not fighting yet.
Okay.
I'm using an intimidation tactic.
Okay, never mind then.
The moment that he sees Sugarlight taking the aggressive stance, he kind of holds out the dagger that he just got, because this is
You would.
This is you wouldn't. We're not supposed to fight yet. Back
I know.
off.
She just yells, "Why did you do this?" Intimidation.
Roll the intimidation.
Do I get extra for being a bear? Probably not. $19.
Alright, in that case, Sylvis, make a charisma saving throw. See if you're intimidated.
The answer is going to be yes already. I can tell you that now. Yeah.
Wait, what'd you get? On the
10.
roll? 10. Alright. I'm not gonna say you shit yourself, but you feel like you're on the verge of doing that, so with that in mind, you...
Does he drop the dagger?
Do you drop it? I'd imagine that he'd clutch it more closely.
Yeah. He's gonna immediately look for a path of escape. Is there any place even if he has to do some weird jumpy stuff, is there anywhere he can... Is there a way he can get out of that place?
Roll for acrobatics.
Could I roll to counter? Grapple check.
For yours, yeah.
Not raise.
Are you
Okay.
using the polar bear stat block right now?
Yes.
Okay.
That's a +5 on strength, so... 20, nat 20.
So, but it doesn't count that I got a 27 without a nat 20? Probably not, right?
Actually, it does count, because...
But technically it does crit, because that is a nat 20.
I mean...
Let's go over it.
I kind of have it to where skill checks are not natural... Or, skill checks do not naturally crit unless they exceed the DC by 10. Is how I'm doing it. So, if you rolled a 15, then that would have been a crit. But since you rolled a 27, that's actually a normal success on your part. So, Sylvis, you get very tightly gripped by Amberlin. Almost as tight as possible. However, you manage to slip through, go underneath Amberlin's legs, and just bolt.
Bye!
Oh, one thing that I should probably note, though, how fast of a head start do you want? Because, I'll give you anything between 1 and 3 seconds.
You're gonna take the max if I can?
Okay, so that's 3 seconds head start. Let's say you moved about 15... Wait, are you dashing for this?
Yes.
Okay, so you moved 30 feet. And I'm doing this because I would like to inform you that this polar bear has a walking speed of 40. Do you give chase? I just want to talk to him. Why do you have a shotgun? I just want to talk to him.
I just want to shoot him.
Come on, Dad, this is ridiculous. Put the gun away. I just want to talk to him. What are you doing? It's not his fault. He's an accident. I just want to talk to him. I just want to talk to him. I just want to shoot him. I just want to talk to him. I just want to talk to him.
Why are you in bear mode? I just want to kill him.
But yeah, so, do you give chase?
Of course.
Alright, so...
This is potentially one of the people that took my species. I'm angry right now.
Would I presume that you're dashing, then?
No. I'm just kind of casually walking out, or I'm casually at just a brisk pace, just with my 40 speed, just...
Well, Sylvis is moving
Trying
at a speed
to-
of 60 right now because he's dashing, so...
Yeah, then I'll dash.
Alright, so... Sylvis is 30 feet ahead, then 30 plus 60, that's 90, then 40, and then... Or actually, it's 80.
This is so sad.
So now he's 10 feet away from you. And then eventually, about maybe like 8 seconds after you start running, Amberlynn catches up.
Oh, this is ridiculous.
Hello there.
Unless you want to try to pull something, where you just do a sneakity snook.
I want to do a sneakity snook.
Alright, in that case you would have to trade out one of your dash actions for a hide action.
Nah, it's whatever. You know what? It's fine. The bear won't do anything. The bear
Are you
won't.
sure the bear won't do
I
anything?
can't do anything.
The bear won't do anything, probably.
Okay, then the bear catches up to you, and you are pinned down by a big old polar bear.
Get off of me!
Why did you do this?
No, you!
What reason
No,
did you
you-
have for genocide?
What? What?
My entire village, your people, they came and they slaughtered. Millions of lives gone because of you.
Holy shit, was the village that big?
Maybe not millions. Maybe I just said, sorry, I said the first number of thousands of lives gone because of you.
Alright.
It kind of goes quiet for a moment. He realizes what's going on here. Good old racism! Hey!
Hey.
Get off of me.
Wait, where's the racism Barth gif?
Wait, I got it. I have it saved.
There we go. Yeah!
Yeah!
Turn that racism all the way up.
Get off of me.
He just grips harder.
I said get off or I'll disqualify the both of us.
Oh?
You have to answer for what you did before I can... You answer for what you did before I can get off. There's no way you're getting out scot-free.
Damn, I want to
I will
interject.
find...
Being born and looking like one of these things is what I did as a crime. Get off of me. Can't really move, but he's getting kind of heated. He's
Amberlynn
glaring at Amberlynn with icy blue eyes full of grrr, you know?
Amberlynn is glaring with intent.
Can Sylvis do anything here?
You can try to contest the strength check. But I don't know what that's gonna get you.
I don't know what it's gonna get me either, so...
So in that case, I guess... Actually, Amberlynn should probably have to make another grapple check as well. Considering that...
You know what? I might
This
as well
is a
try
different
the
grapple.
strength check. I'm gonna try the strength check.
No,
What's
who
the
knows?
worst that could...
Okay, so that's
12.
8. 12. Okay, so Sylvan manages to break out.
Okay.
It's a bit of a tug, but the feat is still accomplished.
He pulls out that dagger gun and points it right at the bear.
The bear isn't phased. You've seen much, like, in her head, I've seen much worse. Your pointy sticks of murder won't phase me.
Pointy sticks of murder. I just never thought I'd hear that. Anyway, so what's
He
Sylvis's
yells,
rebuttal?
Is that the same weapon you used to slaughter my people?
You're bothering the wrong person. I've never seen you in my life.
And Sugarlyn is furious. You don't recognize me. Do you at least? Maybe if I... And then he changes back to the little moth. Out of wild shape. Is my face recognizable to you now?
You're a moth.
Correct.
Bro, what? Do you even, like, he's so little. Does he even have, like, a real face? Little baby man.
No, it's literally built like a moth. Literally,
Bro, he out here, he built like a moth.
Wait, what was the, rumor surrounding the moths and the... Oh, I remember now, wait.
Racism.
Souls.
If you want to play that same game...
Literally just this. That's what you're talking to right now.
Yeah, pretty much.
Wait, I'm sorry. I'm really bad at vocal RP.
Oh my god, it even has that little gur bark bark look on it.
If you want to play that same game, what about all the souls that your people have taken? I live near the mountains.
What?
I've heard the rumors.
What rumors? Take? You act like we take souls. It's a willing deal.
And you act like I'm a murderer.
But your people. I've heard the tales. They genocided mine. They went to the mountains, saw an innocent village, and slaughtered them.
I have no connection to those people other than my appearance.
Sugarlight kind of is taken aback. Just
Session 1, we already have racism. Let's go.
I'm a great fan of...
Answer me this. Was it because of those rumors that your people saw fit to execute mine?
I don't know. How many times do I have to tell you I don't have any connection to them?
Prove it. Prove that you're not with them. We come from the same mountain after all. You know things about my people. Prove that you have no connection to what happened. Prove that you have...
Frosty moment, how do I do that?
Would it be okay if I gave you suggestions, or do you want to solve
Please
this?
do,
go ahead,
please
go
do.
ahead.
Please give me suggestions.
Job backstory.
I'm thinking really hard. Wait. I'm sorry, I'm so bad at vocal RPs,
You're doing great.
You could probably bring up, like, your current hometown, for example.
Wait, I'm looking for the town name. I can't...
Martin Glen?
Okay,
Yeah, there you go. It's not on the Lich map.
Go licking.
sorry, Sylvis kind of pauses for a minute. He has to really think about how to prove this, because I don't know, how do you prove that you didn't commit a genocide if someone doesn't believe you? I am a half-elf. I grew up in Marn Glen. In Snow Elf culture, half-elves are banished from their town if you're not pure blood. Is that enough for you?
Sugarlight starts to lighten up. You see on their face that, like, is your expression genuine?
I mean, as genuine as it could be, he's kind of a little stony guy. He,
Not a whole lot of emotion happening. But...
I mean, he doesn't look like he's lying, so...
Yeah, no, like...
If you want to make an insight check to see if it's certain, then by all means.
Insight.
Go for it. +7 modifier.
Oh, right. +7, shit. It says +6 on mine.
Your proficiency bonus went up.
Oh, right. I'm at +4 now. Shit.
Can you give me 2 seconds? I gotta change my shirt really quick. Speed run.
I got a 9.
Well, you're still a little sus, but you're kind of convinced, sort of. You don't seem to have any
I back off
doubt
at
in
the
it.
very least, but I hold my stance pretty firm. Like, you're part of the group that genocided
Sorry, I
my
was changing
people.
my shirt. What did you say?
I back off a little bit, but I hold my stance pretty firm. You know, you're part of the race that genocided my people. Maybe I shouldn't be as harsh in assuming it was you personally, but you know, I am still gonna hold firm.
Yeah,
But not
racism,
you,
bro.
you notice me just lightening up.
He lowers the blade, like, but he doesn't put it away, but he puts it down a little bit.
You willing to drop your weapon?
Do you want to make that insight check with advantage now? No,
Can I?
Just roll it again. Since, like, you have a bit more to convince you otherwise, so...
Yeah.
Go ahead, roll that again. 13.
13.
You're starting to feel a bit more convinced about that.
The snow elves, they wronged you too. There's a part of me that could feel that.
So what if they did? You gonna attack me again? Is this done?
No. I won't attack. I mean, I physically can't at the moment, but if they wronged you too, then aren't we in the same boat? I'm sorry. I feel like I'm supposed to be angry. I feel like I'm supposed to want to kill you. But there's a large part of me that doesn't. I don't know why I'm here at all. I don't know what part of me thought I could be a fighter. I need to keep these souls alive.
You're not the only person who's had this reaction, so... Hey, how cold is it outside? I'm just curious.
It's actually kind of like mid-morning in April feel.
Can I
almost.
roll for a 3-star Hawaiian shirt, Sylvis?
What?
What?
What
What does that even mean?
Gotcha joke. I was making a fucking gotcha joke. The rare 3-star Hawaiian shirt, Sylvis skin.
Yo!
Unfortunately, that is not an item you can purchase.
Okay. But Sugarlight's just kind of like... It seems that we're affected by the same fate. Despite looks. Something tells me that this may be a trick, and I won't hesitate to strike back if it does, but for some reason I'm inclined to believe you. It's not in my nature to want to fight, rip, or tear. It's in my nature
sure about that? The first thing you did when you saw me was kind of do that.
I assure you it's not. Well, I guess you could call it mine. You see, there's a little bear living inside me.
I noticed. He's just like really confused. His little mouth is like, a bear!
There's a bear in me.
Just committed extreme amounts of racism, but hey!
Hey!
There's this angry bear inside me. But I'll tell you what. I'll let it go for now. And then when the games begin, we'll see from there. But
Right.
for now, I don't really have anything against you. For now, I can't. And for now, it seems like we're in the same boat.
Well, now that that's over, Sylvis decides he's just gonna leave. There was a moth. He's gonna go to a tavern to chill after that encounter.
Alright, so... in that
Specifically
case,
Snow Elf.
is there anything you want to do outside of the tavern? Sugarlight?
Not at the moment.
Alright, in that case, we're going to go over to Sylvis in the tavern. Let me just get the tavern ambience soundtrack.
Tavern ambience, let's go.
As you can hear, the tavern is quite bustling, to put it one way. Which is kind of odd since it's like the middle of the day. But I digress.
Yeah, it's a tavern and not an inn. He's just gonna find a nice little corner to sit in
Aragorn
and
moment.
rest.
So he's just gonna sleep in a tavern.
Well, he's not gonna, like, sleep. He's just gonna chillax.
Alright, so
Cat nap.
you're taking
Mentally-
a short rest then, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah. Which doesn't really do anything for me because I didn't use anything, but I digress.
So then that would mean like an hour has passed
Yeah.
in-game? Alright, so... at the moment it
Actually,
would be
the-
about, like, maybe 3 p.m.
Actually, there is one thing I kind of want to do in a tavern.
Alright, so in that case,
Little
Sugarlight
light mat.
enters the tavern as well. Oh wait, the
So-
light! The light!
Yes! The light of the tavern, like, Sugarlight can kind of feel this, like around the city he's flying, he kind of sees, like, there's this big light source with a lot of, like, hustle and bustle around it. He's kind of used to that. He grew up in a very bright forest with the souls, with the souls of his ancestors lighting the way before him. He goes to this.
Wait, I have a really
And
stupid
for-
idea. Roll any die that has an even number of sides.
Shit, I'm in the Mog section, hold on. I got a 1.
Okay, so it's a 1. Let's say you actually got into the same tavern as Sylvis and then. Because I was gonna have it to where,
Yeah.
like, there's 2 taverns. Since there's an even number of taverns, I was just like, huh, why not do that, lol?
So, he sees the hustle and bustle of people, and he's kind of, like, they're kind of, like, Sugarlight is kind of, like, used to it, and he sees the light source. He sees, like, is there any specific light source hanging about?
There are some lantern structures on the wall, which are constructed through candles encased in glass. With a
Anyone
small
paying
entrance at the
attention
top
to-
to lets the air come in to where the candle does not die out.
Anyone paying attention sees that Sugarlight is excited by this. Like, his face went from doom, gloom, and racism to... and he goes up to it, kind of just nuzzles up to the light, and just kind of rubs his cheeks against it.
It is nice and warm.
Soothing, even, I'd say.
Like a warm shower, just not wet.
Yes.
Exactly.
My whole
Yo.
speech fades in light,
Just
so,
a
yeah.
heated blanket about the size of your body.
Yes.
You very much enjoy it.
I'm into it. That's all I wanted to do.
Alright. So, with that in mind, that will... maybe that concludes this, unless there's anything else you want to do in the town.
Sylvis.
If you ever want to have RP interactions, can we do it text-based? Please, 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 please.
Yeah, sure, I'll let it roll through text
Sure.
while I go ahead and run Nebel's part of the session.
Sure.
Ruins, are you
Yep,
good with that?
I'm
I'm
here.
sorry. I'm so bad at vocal RP.
No, you're actually not doing that bad, actually.
Thank you.
Alright, so,
I'm
which
gonna
one?
check,
Oh,
though.
this is the plains ambience, okay.
I wish I would have came in a little bit more prepared myself, if I'm being honest. But yeah, I can do
I
that.
swore I was prepared, but no.
I've been kind of reeling after Irony's Claw, so I've been kind of like trying to shift mindsets from now I'm a DM to now I'm the sad moth.
Sad moth.
Before we do anything, Hayden, do I have time to go make myself some food? Do I have like 50 minutes?
Yeah, sure. I'm gonna go
Sick.
ahead and
Okay, I'll
start
be
running
back.
Nebel session, actually, since you're doing
Okay.
the rest of the text. So, in that case, we thus begin the second part of this session with Lilia Casion. Now, Lilia. During all of that, you were making your way toward the town of Dehlruse. And eventually, you reach the town. You're washed over with a sense of nostalgia. And I'd presume that you would heave a sigh of relief and think to yourself, I'm home.
Yep. I mean, there was that one thing about a town sinking into the ocean, but I think I'm gonna
point right now.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna stay here anyway and defend it. Like,
Yeah. Good to know. Anywho, so you arrive in town, and the people applaud your return. Let me just go ahead and pull out a sound effect real quick. There we go.
Yo!
bro.
Do you say a classic, like, sitcom line as you enter the town?
Just a one-liner.
Did I do that?
I'm having way too much fun with this.
Dude, it's awesome. I wasn't expecting that, but that adds so much.
But yeah, so, back in town. Is there anything you want to do?
Maybe I'll get a coffee.
So I presume you're going to the tavern then.
Yeah.
Alright, so...
Later in the day, I'm planning on fortifying the town, so a bit extra defense.
Alrighty then. Tavern time. Again.
Woo.
So now you're in the tavern, and it's kind of bustling, maybe a bit fuller than usual. As everybody else kind of has the same thought of grabbing a coffee.
Hive mind is saying go get coffee.
I mean, you are kind of
Coffee.
right, it is a hive mind.
Oh! Wait,
For the most part, at least.
I guess.
So in that case, I presume you're going to go ahead and... Is there anything you want to do before getting your coffee? Is there, like, you want to talk to anybody, or...
Nah, I'll just sit down at the counter and,
Sip.
go my order with the usual.
Alright, so
Coffee.
you hear a voice coming from behind the bar. It's not necessarily a familiar one to you. What would you like? It says, as you see a tiefling with horns protruding from his head, and a handlebar mustache, as well as a mechanical arm. Not quite a usual sight in Dehlruse, since, if I remember correctly, tieflings are not necessarily common around there.
I'd say it's not quite a usual sight in general. A tiefling with a handlebar mustache.
Yeah, fair enough.
Okay, so, my usual order, black coffee with, Shit, what do people
I
put in
don't know
coffee
your
besides
usual
peanut
order.
butter?
Cream and sugar.
It's just cream and sugar. Yeah, then nothing.
Cream, sugar,
It's a
flavor
black
enhancer.
coffee.
Alright then. And he goes behind the bar, starts mixing up a coffee. And he almost adds creamer, but then he realizes... No. Before putting the coffee on the table, 1 black coffee. Anything else?
You. No, not for now.
Very well then. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and flip a coin to see if a certain event occurs.
Okay.
Alright, so it does occur.
Oh!
You see 2 patrons in the bar kind of talking a bit louder than one another. Or talking louder than the rest. They seem to be getting confrontational almost. And then suddenly it continues to escalate.
Well, took 1 sip of my coffee and then look over to
And then they draw swords out.
people. Oh no. Okay. Yeah, I'm getting my shield. All right. Boys,
But before
calm
that
the fuck
happens, the patron lets out or not the patron, the person behind the bar lets out a groan. Before doing something that you didn't necessarily expect him to do. Because, you know, the last owner of this bar wasn't as... How do I put this? He wasn't as good with combat. But then suddenly, from this man, you see a fireball.
Oh! Oh no!
And it essentially obliterates the 2 men.
Is this...
No fighting in the bar!
Jesus, you didn't
Sorry
have
about
to
that.
do that!
What's the state
Holy
of the
shit.
bar like? Like, after the fireball, I'm sorry, I'm curious.
Good question. The wall of the bar is a little bit singed, and by a little bit, I mean, like, it's just turned entirely ashen. But surprisingly, the walls
burning?
did not catch on fire.
Wow. Still, dick move.
He has quite a bit of control on magic, surprisingly.
We could have solved this another way.
Well, it's not like they really felt the pain anyway. Made sure to make it quick.
That's not the point.
Look, I know 2 patrons that don't understand diplomacy when I see one. The art of ignite a rowdy pair on fire! But yeah, so there you go. That's a bit of a rundown of this person.
Fucking ruthless. Damn, bro.
And his bar is roofless because it caught on fire. Hey!
Hey.
Actually, the roof repairs were actually rather quick, surprisingly enough.
Ooh.
This does give a kind of an idea, though.
Alright, then what is that?
I would like to buy some strong alcohol.
How strong? The man inquires.
The strongest that... with the most alcohol concentration.
I see. And he gives you... Or, first he asks how much, actually.
How many entrances are there to the town? Like
There
roads that
are-
leave into outside.
There's mainly one northern gate to the town, which you remember because you actually fought at that gate in your session 0. But there's a smaller southern one as well.
Let's say 4 bottles, or well, if I can afford it.
4 bottles. You're going full on bottles, and he's perplexed because, like, you don't look like a strong drinker by many means, or at least not 4 bottles of wood alcohol strong. But either way, he digresses, and I forgot how much alcohol costs. Hold on one second.
The dragon with the snarling face in the Hero Forge doesn't look like a strong drinker.
There's no way of counting liquor. You know what? I'll just say that it's about as much as a day's ration, which is half a gold piece, so 5 silver.
Okay. For each bottle, or?
For each bottle, yes.
Okay, so 2 gold pieces.
2 gold.
I'm fine with that. Boop. And now I can add. Your backpack.
You know, usually people have the coffee before, or they have the coffee after they drink alcohol. You know that, right?
Well, I'm not gonna drink it.
Oh, I see. Very well.
Though your method for solving that conflict just now was a bit much, quite frankly, it did give me an idea.
I thought it was sufficient. Anyways, what was that idea, Nebel?
Basically, improvised firewall.
Oh. Why?
Well, it's a good line of defense.
Does she have to gamble for the alcohol?
No, because there's no modifier. It's just alcohol.
Molotov cocktail could also make that. I don't have anything to
that's what you were
ignite
making,
it.
because you were like, oh, you don't?
Well, no, my breath weapon is acid.
Right. Oh, gosh. Okay. Well, yeah.
I eat it.
So I'm gonna need to get like matches or something.
Well, there's probably somewhere in Dehlruse where you can get matches. If not, you can just find them by scouring around.
Alright.
But even still, there's
Yep.
probably matches in the weapon shop too.
Nice. Yeah. Alright, yeah, let's check out the weapon shop, sure.
Alright, so weapon shop. That means you go outside of the tavern. And I'm going to go ahead and grab the ambiance again.
Ambiance.
Like this.
Lamp.
There we go. Now, you see him outside, sort of sharpening an axe. Weird thing is, it's that same person that Sylvis and Sugarlight were talking to.
Huh.
That same halfling. You don't know that, though, so it's nothing too peculiar. The only peculiarity about it is that it doesn't look like your usual...
Ah, so they do cloning on this island.
Is that your theory?
My personal theory, yeah.
Not the fact that the Lich just got lazy with making NPCs.
Well, yeah, he got lazy with making new ones, so he recycled the old ones.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah,
I want a forest.
with cloning.
But yeah, moving on from that.
Yeah.
So, what can I get for you?
I did get a shield and axe from, like, the start, right?
Actually,
Pretty sure
the starting inventory was 2 common weapons,
Yeah.
15 gold pieces, and leather armor.
Yeah, I have an axe and a shield, and I don't need leather armor because I'm a barbarian. So, I think I'm good on weapons. But,
Unless
okay,
you want to
so
gamble
to
and
the
possibly
clerk-
get a better battle axe.
But what? Okay, what if I lose the gamble? What then? Do I just lose money?
If you lose the gamble, then you just get another battle axe.
If you lose the game,
Okay.
Oh, but
That's
on
not
top of
much
that,
of a
there's
gamble.
another thing you can do. Oh wait, you can't do that yet. You don't have enough money, right?
So okay, first I need something, some matches or other.
So, alright. Let me see if I got something for that. And he starts looking through. And eventually, hold on, let me see. Matches. I've got a few things that could work. I'll get you a whole box of them. Or a gold, not a gold piece, a single silver piece.
Alright.
For 10 matches.
Silver,
Oh dear.
hold.
My internet was being garbage there for a moment.
I only have gold, I can't give silver.
Well, you can break the silver into gold.
Yeah, so I remove 1 gold and add
10 silver.
10 silver.
oh shit!
10, add 9 actually, because I'm using 1 to buy matches. You bet. So yeah, how many matches do I get again?
10. Essentially just use a torch for the price. Like, torches are kind of there, just like, not tipped in at sulfur.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that's another thing you need to make Molotov cocktails, and that's a cloth. But, do I need to buy cloth, or can I?
Actually,
probably
really
just
clever
buy it?
idea. You can use the leather armor.
But does leather burn?
Kind of. Just not as well as regular cloth.
I guess maybe I could take it apart to have, like, the parts that do burn well. But yeah.
Because essentially the skin of a cow, so... Since you can burn cows, you can probably burn leather.
Where's the beef?
That's a fair assumption. Alright, so yeah. I got that plan. What was that about a gamble?
Do you have enough money for another battle axe? Actually, 10 gold pieces. So, yeah, you should
I don't
have
really
enough.
need another. Well,
Or a better one, maybe. Either way.
I mean, I can't dual wield with my shield.
Yeah.
Weapon. Battle axe +1 doesn't have a price.
Yeah, the thing is, to gamble for that, the price hasn't changed. But if
Okay,
you
okay.
roll high, or if I roll high enough on a D100, you get a different item instead of a regular battle axe. You get to choose between a higher rarity. So, do you want to go ahead and purchase another battle axe?
Not today.
All right then. I was so ready to roll it too because I was like, what happens? Okay, so what I ended up rolling a 33, so we've just gotten a common battle axe. But are there any different types of common battle axes? Actually, hold on. Battle. Nope, there are no other
I think
common
the
battle
weapon-
axes.
I think the weapon variety in 5e kind of comes with, is this item magic or not? If it's
Yeah.
not, it's the standard. If it is, magic.
Yeah. Think that's it on weapons.
All right.
The axe
So-
of head shopping.
Okay then. That concludes your interaction with the weapons shop owner, I presume.
Yep.
Is there anything else you want to do in the town?
Maybe. Yeah. Is my family here?
Is your family here? Go ahead, look for it. Go to your house.
All right. Let's go. I knock on the door.
No response.
Hello? Mom?
Still no answer.
Well, either they're not here at all, or why not somewhere in town?
Do you want to go look for them?
Actually, just to make sure, can I try to break the door?
Make a strength check.
Strength check, let's go. That's a 19 plus 4.
Yeah, you definitely break the door down. It just...
I don't agree with your methods. How dare you harm a innocent door?
Is everyone here domineering in strength? Oh my gosh, please.
Because you decided to make a dex your power stat.
World is great.
But yeah, so, with that in mind, there you
Here's
go.
the thing,
You're in your
Foxy.
house. The lights are off.
Here's the thing.
I'm describing this right now. But yeah, Lilia walks into her house. The lights are entirely off. And you notice something. It's not quite your house. The various pictures of you and your family and your brother, mostly your brother, because he just has a really fun time printing off pictures. They're not in the house. Do you want to try to come to a conclusion as to why? why this is the case?
Well, this really is weird. I guess maybe it's just like a copy of the town and they didn't get the details.
Go ahead, roll for insight.
I'm just curious, do we know that this place is a copy of Sindheim rather than the actual Sindheim?
You could very clearly tell it's not the actual Sindheim because he literally said you are no longer in Sindheim at the very start
Yeah,
of the
the
session.
map looks different. I assume it's just an island. But yeah, I rolled a 12.
12 total?
Yeah.
You're not quite sure, but your current thought is that maybe that boat that they said they were going to be going on didn't carry your parents over. That's your leading hypothesis, but considering the fact that you don't recognize anybody in this town, that's also kind of suspect.
Maybe that's a good thing. And like, the people I love aren't trapped in this death game. Yeah. It's kind of relieving. And, well, if she does happen to die, she wouldn't be able to say goodbye, really.
Yeah.
But... oh well.
And that's
At
a
least
terrifying
they're,
prospect.
like... she assumes they're safe, and that's what matters.
Oof.
Alright, so... is there anything else you want to do?
Let's go fortify the gates.
Alright, so fortification time. You head out to the northern
Making a base
gate.
here.
After a bit of walking, you find yourself at that northern border. Actual northern, not map northern.
Alright.
Because again, upside down map.
Okay. What is around that I could use? Does the... like, is there an actual gate there?
There is an actual gate. The same
that's step
stone
one.
wall that encompasses the town. Or the town, the Dehlruse you're familiar with.
So yeah, that's step one. But then... would be better to put stuff in front of it. At least... for the night. Like... people might want to get out of town. But... maybe she could enforce like a bit of a curfew for the nighttime. Just
Hayden, I got a question.
Yeah?
Just about the world, if this is going to be revealed later, just say that. But these NPCs, what's the deal with them? They're in a fake town. Are they real people? Or are they, like, kind of... Are they... you know, you said that the Lich created them. Like, they got full personalities, or are they sentient, or are they just going through the motions?
They're mainly going through the motions. They're what I refer to as conjurings.
So they're literal video game NPCs.
More or less.
Damn, it's gotta feel weird.
Thank you,
That's
kind
really
sir.
funny to me.
Yo.
And the reason
I
I'm
have a
telling you that
question.
is because I
What
think it's
type
not
of
obvious.
game NPCs are they? Like the good game NPCs? Are they like the GTA NPCs that walk into walls and clip through doors?
No, they
Or
don't
are
do
they
that.
just
There's actually a
NPCs that
surprisingly
shoot at the
strong
wall?
understanding of collision. Yeah, collision is actually really well programmed with these conjurings, surprisingly.
Good.
Like, there was one time when one walked through a wall, but the Lich destroyed that one pretty quickly.
Yo.
Here's what I see.
Bug
Here's what I
fixes
see.
murdered him.
Life in Cold-Blooded Homicide patch notes.
Conjurings can no longer walk through walls and immediately get fireballed.
I will pay. I don't know if I can, but I will be very happy with if you on your YouTube channel do a Life in Cold-Blooded Homicide patch notes video, like the dude reading off of The Sims 3, and you just make up dumb bullshit about these fucking NPCs.
That'd be epic, yeah. Alright, so, from there, is there anything else you want to do, Lilia?
Yeah, like, I'm gonna try to barricade the north entrance most, because it's bigger,
Big.
probably, yeah, more people coming in, and then the south one can be a bit less, but this way it's, like, controlled. So if someone wants to come in, they either have to exert a lot of strength to get through the big entrance, or they have to go funnel out to the south.
Alright. So then, the entrance to the front is blocked up in a manner. The specific manner is somewhat bizarre, considering that your main method is alcohol placed along the walls, and then it's lit on fire, creating like this gate from hell, almost.
Well,
It's a
okay,
sign.
that was the first thought, but now, I think
If you
that,
accidentally, if you accidentally burn down the town you're trying to protect,
hmm.
So at your moment.
Well, if I surround the spot where I want to set fire with, like, stone, then I can contain the fire to a specific spot.
Alright. I don't quite understand what you're saying.
Like,
Like, can you just draw me a diagram or something real quick? It's like, you can't really gesture a visual
Get
aid.
rock, put rock in circle, light and fire in circle. Fire can't burn rock and leave rock.
well, okay, but a circle, people can go around that. It would be like a wall, but like,
Big circle.
Oh, so it's a wall. Okay. It's like a wall of stone.
Like-
how do you plan on
No,
making
no,
the
no,
wall
no,
of
no.
stone?
No, I want to make a wall of fire, but surround the edges of it with stone so it doesn't spread.
Okay, okay. So like a
Ring,
campfire in
double-layered
the,
circle.
so basically like a campfire in the middle of the town gate. Okay.
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna do that with the southern one. Like, the northern one is just heavily fortified, and then the southern one has the firewall trap.
Alright, so there you go. That's what you're using the fuck ton of alcohol for.
Yeah, maybe
eventually
I'll
that
keep
alcohol
one on
is gonna
myself
stop
for the
burning.
Molotov cocktail idea.
Eventually that alcohol's not gonna run forever. So
Yeah,
you might want
so
to put some more in that than
Buy
just
more.
booze.
maybe I'll put up sentries that can put out the firewall when it's needed.
I have
Or I'll
water
be the
balloons
sentry.
on standby.
Gosh, the economics in this system are in shambles. But yeah,
Congratulations, you broke the economy session 1.
I was more thinking, like, you know, sticks, branches, usual kindling, but, like, machines also work, I guess. I don't even know at this point.
You're good. You're good. Just figure out some.
Just trying to do a interesting thing. So yeah.
It's interesting, I'll give you that.
So yeah, North Gate barricaded. south gate. So, okay, I'm gonna collect rocks, make like a line on the floor. Like, okay.
You're working on the visual diagram, aren't you?
I'm pulling it up.
Let's go.
Pulling up Krita.
Well, I kind of get what you're saying, but at the same time, there's just a lot that goes straight over my head. I swear to God, if somebody comments on this video saying, but why isn't it going gay over your head? I'm going to actually lose it.
It's gonna be me in the comments doing that.
Probably.
You gave me an idea.
Ah.
I'll just say, it's not going straight over your head, it's going right by.
Oh.
Rocks.
Oh, that's genius.
Actually, I could screen share, yeah.
Unless you want to export the image and just do that, but either way, it's fine.
I can, yeah.
Okay.
So, this...
Those are the rocks, that's the fire.
The black stuff is the rocks. The middle, I'll put alcohol and maybe like sticks, fuel for the fire. It's like top-down perspective, and then
Boom. Red.
like rock
fire.
pillars to the side of that, like.
Yeah, that's the wall.
Like. No, it's like looking down, like there's like the floor, and then there's like the stone pillars that go up. So it's like, yeah.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Alright.
Wow.
So basically you just have a wall of fire blocking the entrance or exit to the southern border of Sindime. Not
Yep.
Sindime, Dehlruse. There you
And
go.
I'm gonna ignite the fire only when there's like actual people approaching.
Okay. You better hope that nobody decides to go through that and knock it over.
I can tell the townsfolk
They're
about my
fake.
plan.
Good to know.
Still,
Townsfolk won't
Thank you,
even...
friend.
The townsfolk will probably be like, okay, thank you for telling me.
Nebel out here like...
And then
Nebel
immediately
out
to do
here,
exactly that.
Nebel out here like fake lives matter, am I right?
Conjuring lives matter, LMAO.
These NPCs have rights. Clips through walls.
that's a diagram.
Okay, so diagram is made. Fire is prepared. Anything else you want to do? Or are you basically set for your home defense tomorrow?
I think I'm set. Yeah.
Alright, there we go. With that in mind, are you okay with closing it off here, or is there anything else you want to do?
Yeah, that's fine.
Now, I'm going to ask Frosty and Ruins once more. Are you just going to carry on with text RP, or do you want to go ahead and
I
see you guys?
can actually go back to vocal. I have a thing for vocal, right?
Okay. Yep.
Alright. Back into the tavern in Molderve.
Yeah, Sylvis is kind of just he's dipping.
So, as Sylvis leaves, or right before Sylvis leaves, Sugarlight, in his, like, talking to his two talking to his, the souls in his mind, or the spirits in his soul. He sees Sylvis. Amberlin pipes up. Hey, it's that elf. Yeah, it is. What's he doing in a place like this? I don't know. Stay on guard just in case he aims to finish the job. Wait, something doesn't make sense here. Why is he here? You need to willingly participate in a game like this. You should not try to make acquaintance on the battlefield, Sugarlight. It only spells doom. He has a reason to be here. We all do, don't we? My tough spirit exists not, but with my gentle. We're learned. Our philosophy teaches us, before we strike, we must ask these questions. He tries to get Sylvis's attention. Hey! Hey!
He kind of looks up to the little moth. What? Are you following me?
Why are you here? What's your purpose for being in this game?
Oh. At first, he thought he was gonna ask, like, why are you in the tavern? That's honestly what I
I
thought.
have a
There's
soft
like,
spot
why
for alcohol.
tavern?
You're 13!
Oh, I just dropped something! What was that?
Drop the T.
Give me a moment, give me a moment, give me a moment! Uh-oh. Sorry, give me a second.
Character?
I don't know what I dropped. What did I drop? Anyways,
Hey, yeah? You ever wonder why we're here? It's one of life's great mysteries, isn't it? Why are we here?
Sylvis blinks a couple times and looks up at Sugarlight. You really think that's any of your business?
Can I tell you why I'm here? And if I tell you why I'm here, will you tell me why you're here?
Fine. Get off the lamp, though, please.
But it's so comfortable!
I don't like having to yell to you.
Very well.
We should
Sugar
talk. We
like-
should have them talk outside, away from all the loud. Just like telling about my dramatic backstory in the background. Just do 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 do
Earthbound music.
do do do.
Alright, but yeah,
Man,
so you're going outside of the tavern, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
We're gonna take this outside.
Alright. Now you are outside.
About to have a verbal sparring
Please
match.
don't commit egregious acts of racism on him again.
Lich, sorry guys, Lich is an anti-racist zone.
I mean, I hope it is.
Genocide is okay, but racism, that's a no-go. First, I must apologize. I acted blindly, and I'm sorry for that. You see, I'm still young in the eyes of my people, but I'm also the last one left. I was going on my coming of age quest. We have to essentially roam around our mountain, trying to help the wildlife and help anyone in need. Create bonds with those around us.
Which
That
is weird
is-
because
that
it went all the way
experience-
down to the Watching Tropics, which is like on the entire other end of Sindime, but
Yeah.
neither here nor there.
It's... That experience enriches us as well. It's a ritual for anyone who comes up in my village. Everyone does it. We're all excited for it. And we're all excited to hear the stories when we come back. However, before I could even make it back to my town, I found out that they died. They all died. In our culture, death works a little differently. I don't know what happens when you die, but when we die, our souls and all the souls that we carry take residence within another member of our village. Their spirits are still alive within me. But I was offered immortality when I joined this game, which, if I could keep their spirits alive forever, maybe there's hope. Maybe there's a chance that I could find more people of my species, and maybe there's a chance that we didn't die out for good. We face tragedy, but maybe we can come back from that. Again, I do apologize for striking first.
That explains the bear.
She functions on her own sometimes. He's getting a little embarrassed.
I'm just surprised hearing all this coming from a moth.
Did you not think I could talk?
No. Most can't.
The moth-like species is very vocal. You pretty much have the intelligence of any other sentient being.
Hey, Hayden, question. In, give me a mo. In Marnglen, are there other moths that exist? You know, like our average household moth that we deal with.
Regular old moths instead of moth fairies?
Yeah. No, like just moths.
Yeah, like I said, instead of moth fairies, like
yes.
Sugarlight.
Awful.
Yeah, there are quite a few. Usually those better acclimated to colder temperatures, because, like, again, it's still somewhat cold, just not like Mount Evergreen cold.
Yes.
Just kind of like squinting at Sugarlight.
Sugarlight is still got the downtrodden expression from what he just said.
So then, can all moths talk? Is this just like a secret that's been hidden away? Because we have a lot of those over in Marnglen.
Do all the other moths look like me?
Do they?
My species talk.
The moths that
In
you
fact,
see in Marnglen are a little bit different. They're usually brownish in hue, while this one is almost pure white.
Pure white.
To blend in with the snow.
Whitish, grayish kind of hue. Yeah. Snow moth. And then Sugarlight is going to just say this. My species is capable of communicating with all forms of life. Be it sentient or, animalistic.
Oh.
Animals that don't typically communicate, we can talk to them through their souls. So, to answer your question, yes, we do talk. And I might be able to talk to another one of your moths, but I don't know if they can talk to you.
This is weird. Kind of sits back a little. Why is there a fly buzzing in our ear?
Literally me.
You're in the middle of a random town with 34 farms. There's probably a lot of cow manure.
Great. Lovely. Honestly. Never been better.
But hey, I told you my story. Can you at least fill me in as to some reason why you're here?
Right. I don't really have much time left as it is. So I figured I'd give myself a second chance. I have some sort of illness, I don't know. And I figured I would come here and try to see if I could get rid of it. That's all he says. He's not a man of words.
Could I kind of roll an insight check to feel out your emotions when you say this?
Yeah.
Go for it.
I'm gonna pull a Gwen real quick.
Dude, are we in an anime or something?
Bro! Whoa, what is this, a fucking anime?
Oh my god!
24!
Goddamn.
You can probably definitely tell what Sylvis is feeling. I'd presume it's a mix between... Actually, I think you're better at putting it in words, Frosty, so I'm just gonna not try that.
I'm thinking of words. It's
I'm imagining that it's a mix of confusion and fear about your own life.
Yeah, there's a bit of confusion, a bit of fear, a bit of resentment, but there's also at this point kind of a bit of acceptance. Because once you've been sick for so long, you're just kind of like, yeah, you know.
Sugarlight
Bug's
kind
just
of
bad.
without words. Can Sugarlight kind of without words convey the same feeling? To let Sylvis know that he is also, or that they are also confused. They are also worried for the lives of not only themselves but those around them, and that they have also come to accept the conditions. They've also kind of, they've had some time to think it over, and though they don't like it, they've been forced to kind of accept what's going on.
There's a way to do that, but that depends on whether Sylvis is comfortable with it, because, like, I don't know.
I mean, bonding is weird with a moth, especially.
I don't think
I'll have
Sylvis
a
would
roll
be the
insight
type
to see if
who
he'll
would-
even if he picks it up. Yeah, let me see if he picks it up really quick, even because he's kind of dumb like that. He's not a good. Yeah, no, I'd say he kind of like he picks it up. He just doesn't. He just doesn't really do much to acknowledge it.
So what Sugarlight is going to actually do is Sugarlight proceeds to just start to glow. Like a very yellowish kind of light, yellowish white kind of light. And he starts to fly towards Sylvis. And he actually hugs Sylvis and tries to, not only using the light, convey the emotions that he's feeling, but also a sense of warmth.
Oh, this is weird. He is feeling it. He is feeling it. He is very confused.
BT glows in the dark!
Sugarlight backs off, kind of with a smile on his face, and then he sees Sylvis's confusion, is like, "Oh, I'm sorry. Is that not normal?"
No. How did you do that?
How did I do what?
Everything that you just did.
It's a hug.
Yeah, but no, it...
Yes, but actually no.
Yes, but actually no.
Oh my god,
You
we're
were
glowing,
glowing.
This light inside my body are the souls that have collected within me. Amberlin's soul, the one who taught me to be tough, the one who taught me to be gentle, the village that raised me. All of those souls, after they died, were collected within me. They're still alive. The presence you feel is their presence. They give me my power. They make me who I am.
Then,
I'm entering.
do they all help you make decisions?
Sometimes.
Sylvis frowns for a second, and then turns to Sugarlight. And how about this? Truce.
Yes. Truce.
Yeah!
Yo! There we go. RP moment achieved.
Cahdrie, if
Oh
you
shit, they're going to beat me up.
if I put the microphone near my face, you could hear the fans of my brain whirring at full speed.
Did we just harmonize there? What the fuck?
We just built different.
We just built different.
Sugarlight's been trained to understand when a moment of like, what's the word? When a moment of understanding has reached, when an emotional compromise has been reached between two people, Sugarlight has been adeptly trained just through growing up in his village to kind of get when that happens. So he knows that Sylvis is being honest. However, Amberlin's soul is immediately set off. It's immediately worried. But she doesn't say anything for now.
Dude, Amberlin is going to actually strangle Sylvis. It's gonna be so funny. I'm so scared.
But she holds her tongue for now, or at least she holds her speech, and waits for a moment when they're alone.
Well, Sylvis is just gonna kind of quietly vibe now. He doesn't have much else to say.
On the next day, when the fighting starts, do we want to meet at this tavern?
We can do that. I'm just worried with how close it is to the coast. We might not be able to meet here for long.
Then we'll meet to the tavern, and we'll head to another city. I'm thinking this Dehlruse place.
Oh.
A what place?
So, Sugarlight kind of pulls out like a tiny map. Everyone was given maps, right?
Yeah.
He pulls out like this tiny map. You can barely see it. You could barely see it because the words have been shrunken down so much, and it's just kind of a lettery blur to you, like just small squiggles on a piece of paper, on a really small piece of paper, made for a moth.
I can't read that.
Do you have yours?
Yeah, oh my god, wait, he has a map. He's gonna pull up the map. Dehlruse.
Dehlruse.
I like how Neville's just like, smiles. I'm gonna kill 2 people tomorrow.
So funny. We're gonna be like, hey, what is up, homie? My pal? And then Neville's just gonna like, throw explosive at us and we'll die.
Molotov cocktail. Alright, but yeah, so, your plan is set, I presume?
Yes. Our aim is to go to Dehlruse. Or at least that, whatever.
Alright.
Tomorrow.
So, is there anything else you want to do, or are you basically done?
I have a moment alone that I want to get to, but I can get to that after all the other parties have taken their turn.
Watching you RP with yourself is so funny to me. It's so entertaining.
Okay.
Really?
Yes, I could just sit here and just listen to it. It's so
I'm just
entertaining.
going to say this right now. I want to make sure that everything else is done before I do the Peneliti part for all of you.
Peneliti.
I mean, Sylvis is done for now. He's just gonna chill.
Sylvis is vibing, and Sugarlight, go on, do that one-person RP.
Sugarlight is flying back. This is like he's away from Sylvis right now. By the way, to anyone who's kind of confused at why I switched pronouns, I wrote Sugarlight originally as a he, but as the lore developed, Sugarlight's race then became genderless. So I'm still trying to get it in my head to use they. But anyway, they also multiple souls. So yay.
Literal they.
Don't fight someone with they them pronouns. You're clearly outnumbered. So on his way back, or on their way back, Amberlyn pipes up. What was that? What are you talking about? You made friends on the battlefield. Don't you know that this is a death game? Only one being can survive. I swear to you that this is purely tactical. No, it's not. I've been with you long enough to sense when there's an emotional connection. Sugarlight, we cannot afford to get emotional here. We cannot afford to forget that we're fighting these people, and we cannot afford any distractions. You will have to kill Sylvis one day. Are you ready to do that? Sugarlight hesitates. Are you ready to do that? I don't know. I don't know, okay? I just need something. I need someone to know that I'm struggling. I don't know if I can kill anyone right now. Amberlyn kind of lets out a release. As long as you promise me that this is purely tactical and that you won't hesitate to do what you have to do, a truce is fine and can provide us some advantages. But you cannot forget, Sugarlight, what you're fighting for. If you die, they fade forever. The village that raised you, your tough side, your gentle side, and not to mention me. We don't have any... We can't risk anything. We don't have any time to lose. Just be sure that you can do what you need to do. Okay. I promise. End scene.
In that case, since nobody else has anything that they're planning on doing, I'm going to go ahead and have the rest set, and then go back in time to Peneliti arriving in Iradna.
That's fucking great. I'm sorry, I saw the meme you sent.
Yeah, you're like, don't fight a person with they/them pronouns. They have the advantage. I'm like, wow.
You can't handle
think of this.
pussy.
Yeah. Anyway, so now we move on to Peneliti and his journey in Iradna, which is a city, which means that finally I don't have to use the town ambience. I can use the city ambience. Let's go. Alright. So Peneliti arrives in the city of Iradna. He sort of scopes the place around. And at the end of everything, he decides, first and foremost, to go over to that of the blacksmith. The blacksmith chimes in. Alright, what can I get you for what can I get for you? And Peneliti answers with, I'll have a warhammer. Whichever one you can find. And just so you know, I am in all certain terms keeping this brief. That is a 76, a rare weapon for Peneliti. So he uses all of his gold.
Scary.
To get a different warhammer. But here's the thing about that. Here's the reason why I was like, oh yeah, let's do this. I'm gonna go ahead, give Peneliti the Vicious Warhammer. Exchange that with his regular one. Sell that. Now I have 7 gold pieces and 5 silver. But then he sees something that kind of like, you know how you saw initials on the handle of the
Yep.
dagger, right? Well, Peneliti sees something similar to that. On the handle of this warhammer, he sees a pair of initials. The initials read, and let me just pull it up real quick, MB. It strikes Peneliti as odd. After all, those were his brother's initials.
Oh,
his brother
shit.
also used a warhammer, almost exactly like this. So he's going to go ahead and roll for investigation. Now that was a really weird roll. I'm going to try that again. Okay. So that's a 15. And upon closer looking, it's just exactly the warhammer that he remembered. Peneliti looks over to the smith. Smith asks, is there a problem? No. No, it's fine. Instead, he leaves the vicinity, going instead to the outskirts of the town. While there, he decides to practice a few things. He takes a dagger and decides to work on a spell he had recently learned. Illustrial's Fang. And with that, he takes a pinch of iron from his satchel. And the dagger in his hand begins to float. He sends the dagger into a tree. And it runs true, striking the core before he calls it back. He looks at this warhammer. Something that he'd thought lost for so long. This almost family heirloom. And realizes that maybe he didn't need immortality to find his brother. He might be able to find out what happened to him on this island. We're gonna end the session there. Thank you for coming.
Damn, dude. You got me curious with this whole fucking initials thing.
Yeah.
Nice.
yeah.
I gotta say, we need to build some intrigue.
But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead, stop this. I was planning on having that actually play whenever there was a personal moment, but I forgot entirely to do that earlier on. So yeah, that was awkward. Because, like, you know, there was a pretty strong emotional moment happening between you and Sylvis, and I just forgot entirely to play it, so...
That's
Damn.
fine. And you got to it. You got to it, though, so... Like, plot hook is set. You got me curious. I'm now curious about Peneliti. I'm really intrigued by where Sylvis and Sugarlight's relationship is going to end up.
Feeling
And
I'm gonna get backstabbed.
I also really I want to at least get some RP in with Lilia.
Or she murders us? Yeah.
Alright,
Before
so,
somebody gets murdered.
really quick, you know that thing I was talking about where I was like, yeah, you're probably gonna hate me for this at the end of the session, but, yep, another one of these.
Ah!
Another one of what?
I'm actually happy with this because I have less to think about.
Oh shit! I have to actually. Okay, so I think I was gonna take bar level 2 with
Barbarian level 2, okay.
yeah, reckless attacking brings some fucking good shit.
Alright, so let's go ahead and end the video here, because I think we got basically everything we need to do for at least... Okay, here we are. We are beginning the second part of the first session of Life in Cold-Blooded Homicide. You remember the intro, hopefully, where I basically explained all of the rules. Right now you have 2 common weapons, leather armor, and 15 gold pieces.
Okay.
And you said you were heading south from the Lich's castle, right?
Sure. Yes, I was heading south.
Yeah, okay, so that means you have 4 towns that you're likely going to, which are Hadrada, Ozeran, Cahdrie, and Tiaran.
Yes.
Which one of those would you like to go to? Damn it, my internet's acting up.
Hello?
Yeah, my internet just freaked out for a moment. Can you just type it?
Hello? What? Hayden.
The internet got really weird. Just feel free to type it out on Discord.
Hello?
It could have, but... can you hear me now?
A bit, but the Discord I had pulled up on my screen is also, like, gone.
Okay, I'm gonna send the map if you want to choose which town from that you want to go to. Since you're going south from that big castle in the middle, then
Yeah.
that should help you with your options.
Okay. I'm going to go to Molderve.
Molderve. Molderve is
Yes, Molderve.
technically north. Or although the map is like really weirdly oriented, because as you can see the compass is
North is south.
yeah. The other players didn't know that, So, in this case, as far as the map is concerned, you're going north, but the idea is that you're going south. So, it's a little weird.
Okay.
And it confused a lot
Then
of
I
people,
will
but...
go to Cahdrie.
Cahdrie?
The little one. Cahdrie, yes.
Alright then. I've got to find the music for it really quickly. I'm pretty sure it's on a different server.
Okay.
This one's maybe a small city. Alright, after a bit of traveling, you find your way to the town of Cahdrie.
Okay.
And I'm going to give you a bit of information of what you see. There are a few farms here and there. There's a tavern. There's also a weapons shop that you can see somewhat in the distance. Is there anywhere in particular you'd like to go?
Can I just run an investigation?
Roll an investigation check? Sure. What are you looking for?
Oh. I'm just kind of like wondering about the town very cautiously, just making sure I know like a decent idea of where everything is and what is there.
Alright. In that case, roll for investigation.
I got 10.
A 10. You have a generally okay idea of where everything is. Specific locations are a bit hazy, but you know that the weapons shop is more in the northern area of the town, while the tavern is kind of in the western block. And then the scat town, of course, the farms are just placed all over the city. So that's basically the TLDR.
Okay. I'm going to go into the weapons shop.
The weapons shop, okay. So is there anything you do on your way, or are you just dead set on going to the weapons shop?
I just kind of like check around at the places, maybe say hi to some people.
A few of them say hi back.
Okay.
Once you reach the weapons shop, you are greeted by the smith. I'm going to go ahead and give you a photo of him.
Okay.
So, what can I do for you? He says to you.
Can you repeat that?
He says, Sir, so, what can I do for you?
I have some questions I'd like to ask about this town.
Oh, sure. I might be able to answer them. What are your questions?
Might be?
Well, he's not omniscient.
Okay. Can you tell me a little bit about the people here?
Well, the people here aren't quite what you might expect. Most of them are these things called conjurings, which means that they were created by the Lich to populate the town. There's about maybe 100 so of them here. Not very many, mind you, but enough to keep it slightly bustling.
What can you tell me about the Lich?
Well, the Lich, he's the one who runs this. As for anything else, I'm not entirely certain. We've been here for maybe 300-400 years now.
Your people or these people specifically?
Any of us.
So you're like, what, 300 years old?
Well, technically conjurings don't have ages. It's a bit complicated. When I was made into a conjuring, I only had 72 years to my name. And now I am here as the weapons smith. Do you have any more questions?
Not at the moment.
All right then. Are you going to purchase anything?
What do you have?
Well, it depends what you're looking for, and then I'll see.
Well, I'm afraid I don't have very much money on me. Not even sure what currency is used here, so...
We use gold, just as you do.
Do you have anything like an axe, perhaps?
An axe, you say? Let me go check. And then he goes into the storage while I pull up the cost of an axe. Actually, I'll ask you to be a bit more specific. Are you wanting a battle axe, great axe, hand axe? There's a bit more than that.
Probably like a hand axe. I have enough, like, battle weapons.
Alright, in that case... Yeah, I should have one of those. And he pulls out a hand axe for saying, oh, this will cost you about 5 gold pieces.
Okay, and how many gold pieces do I have?
You should have 15.
I purchased the axe.
Alright, now this is when I introduce you to a little mechanic of gacha systems, where I'm going to roll a d100, and that determines the rarity of the item you get. Really quick.
Okay.
Let me just pull up the table. Roll the die. You got a 49, which correlates to an uncommon item. Let me just look at the rest of the hand axes to know which options you have. Okay, you can choose between a hand axe of warning, a hand axe +1, or a hellfire hand axe.
I'll do hellfire. That sounds cool.
Okay, one thing that I should add first before you purchase that, I'm going to give you a quick description. This weapon is fashioned from infernal iron and traced with veins of hellfire that shed dim light in a 15-foot radius. Any humanoid killed by an attack made with this weapon has its soul funneled into the river Styx, where it is reborn instantly as a Lemure devil. Now, what this would essentially mean is that if you do this, it is entirely possible that the soul of that person cannot be used in your creation as a Lich. So, on top of that, it's also impossible to bring them back if you decide to go through the route of choosing somebody to be brought back to life by the time you get to the end game.
Okay.
So are you sure you want to do this?
I changed my mind.
Okay, so then there are 2 other options, the hand axe of warning and the hand axe +1.
I'll do the hand axe +1.
Alright, that's pretty self-explanatory. That simply means that you have a +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls made with the hand axe. Meaning that instead of, since it's a strength weapon, that would mean that you have +7 to attack instead of +6. And your damage is 1d6 +5 instead of +4.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's what you use your 5 gold for?
Yes.
Alright, if you want to refresh the page, your hand axe has been added to your inventory.
Alright. And I have no internet.
And also, another thing I want to add is, what's your passive perception?
I can't tell you at the moment because my internet is down.
Okay, but I'm looking at your sheet right now. It's a 16. So, with that in mind, I'm going to do something really quick.
Go ahead.
Okay, so the smith hands you your new hand axe +1. But on the hilt of it, you see 2 letters written in... what are some languages you know? Okay, common and primordial. Now let's just say common for simplicity's sake. You see DS on the hilt.
Okay.
Alright then, so is there anything else you want to purchase, or...
No, this will be all.
Alright, see you around. And then he just gives you a little nod before heading back to work. Is there anything else you want to do in the town?
I check out the tavern.
The tavern. Okay, let me just go ahead and pull up the music for that. Alright, so, when you enter the tavern, it's somewhat bustling. It's easy to assume that, despite it being somewhat early in the day, a lot of the people in the tavern are, or a lot of the people in the town are in the tavern. Mainly because it's a bit more than just a tavern, it also functions as just a general dinery. Kind of like one of the restaurants in our area.
Yes.
And behind the bar, you see this man. Let me just go ahead and grab his picture really quick. And he simply is working on somebody's drink. What do you do while you're in the tavern?
I ask him for a drink.
What kind? He says, somewhat, I guess, dryly. He's very blunt in the way he describes it.
Well, what do you prefer?
What do I prefer is not the matter. We can provide anything, if that's what you're asking.
What do you recommend, to be more clear?
For you... What flavor are you wanting?
Probably something not too hard.
Not too hard. Well, in that case, I can just get you a regular old ale.
That'll be great.
Very well, then. And so he heads to the back and grabs some alcohol. And not a whole lot seems to happen. Nobody really just goes over to talk to you. Eventually, though, he does come back with some alcohol. He has a mug. He lays it down on the table, saying, "Enjoy your drink."
Mm-hmm.
And then he goes back to cleaning a different mug. So are you going to drink it, or...?
I take a drink, and while I do so, I just kind of watch the people in the town interact with each other.
Alright. In that case, first off, roll a Constitution check to see how drunk you get.
Can you roll? I still can't.
Okay then. That's a 4. You're apparently a very, despite being a literal pirate, you are a bit of a lightweight, according to this. So,
right.
In that case, if your character sheet is still not working, I'll go ahead and roll a perception check for you as well.
Yeah.
That was a 19, so I'm going to describe a few of the people you see. There are a couple of bards playing music together in one of the corners of the room, while a few others watching the bards are dancing to the music. It's very clear that the 5 of them are having a very good time with each other. Meanwhile, in a different area, there is a man who is very obviously trying to flirt with a woman. The woman does not necessarily reciprocate, but she also doesn't have the heart to be necessarily too cold, so she's just sitting there like, wow, that's cool. Yeah. Interesting.
Uh-huh.
So that's about what you see so far from your observations.
I kind of keep an eye on the guy to see in case he gets a little too rough with the girl.
Rest assured, he probably will not, but you can continue to spectate. It's about this time when something else happens. The man has already gone away. He's just like, well, I'm gonna cut my losses here. So he just walks off and kind of leaves the area of the woman. But in a different area of the room, you hear some shouting begin to build.
I kind of turn to look at where the ruckus is coming from.
There is definitely a fight going on between two patrons.
I just kind of like listen into what they're saying about each other.
Apparently, one of the people involved in the fight was caught in a, how do I put this, somewhat compromising position with the other man's wife.
Oh.
And you can very clearly hear, as you listen in even more, it is only escalating more and more.
I kind of make my way over there, just in case.
Alright then. So you head over there, and just as one of them is about to throw a punch, the owner of the tavern, that tiefling that I showed you, goes ahead and does something a bit bizarre. In the sense that you see a sort of, how do I describe this again? Do you have no, bards don't have firebolts.
What?
Okay, basically just a sort of, how do I describe this? It's a, some fire just starts hurling in that direction, and it hits the wall very close to the two men's head, but it doesn't hit the men.
Yeah, okay.
This immediately stops their fighting, as the tavern owner just looks over at the two men glaring very intensely.
I kind of head back to where the bartender is, and I ask him if that's a regular occurrence.
Sometimes it is, maybe once every week or so. Rest assured, you're probably not going to be here to see another one of these, but who knows?
Hmm.
So then, what do you do now?
I kind of like look back to where the bards are with the people dancing.
Alright, you see that they are getting very close to ending one of their tunes.
And I make my way over to the dancers near the musicians.
Alright then, so just as you arrive, the cadence reaches its end and the song is over. The dancers sort of applaud one another, as well as the musicians, who are also applauding the dancers. Goddamn the internet.
Okay.
Alright, so, is there anything you want to do in particular?
I just kind of tell the bards that they did a very good job.
One of the bards responds by saying, "Well, thank you, ma'am. It's good to know that you appreciate our music."
And I kind of...
You kind of what? It's cutting out.
Sorry, Mom called me. I told them I'm a bard myself.
Oh, you are? What's your instrument?
Actually, I can't even load it.
Okay, by the looks of it, it says that you are proficient in the pan flute, so I'd suppose that is your instrument.
Yes. I play the pan flute.
Oh, you do? Well, I, as you can see, play the lute, and my friend over there is a percussionist. It's just a fancy way to say drummer. He prefers that a lot more.
So, how long have you guys been playing at this tavern?
Ever since we got here, maybe 200 years ago?
200.
Yeah. We're regulars here, and we keep coming here because the good old tavern owner, he's letting us have the tab on him. We entertain the guests. He entertains us, I suppose would be the proper term.
Yeah.
It's a good business transaction, really.
Yeah. Both parties seem to win.
Indeed.
Have you ever even thought about leaving this town?
No, not really. I sometimes travel to other towns like Hadrada. I sometimes go there, but it's not a very common experience, per se. My friend here, on the other hand, he has gone all the way up to Molderve, and even played a few gigs in Dehlruse.
I haven't had the pleasure of visiting those towns yet.
Well, rest assured, one day you might. After all, it's not too long of a travel.
Yeah.
So then, since you're a bard yourself, do you have your instrument on you?
I do.
Alright then, would you happen to know of this tune in particular? Roll an intelligence check.
You're still gonna have to. My internet is not working.
That is a 9. I would say that you probably do not.
Okay.
So, with that being said, the bard responds, well, okay. Maybe there's a different tune, you know. Perhaps this one? That is a 16, so you do know that one.
Alright. Would you care if I played with you guys?
Not at all. Go ahead. I'll count you off.
I start playing with them, and the dancers who were dancing before start dancing along.
Roll a performance check. Or is it still not working?
It's still not working.
Alright then, you do have a plus 12 in this, so... That's a 19 total. You do pretty well, all things considered. Especially since you're a bit rusty. You weren't necessarily thinking, oh yeah, I'm gonna play some music today. But the other bards, they're doing quite swimmingly. Let me just go ahead and roll for them. So one of them rolled a 17. They're doing not quite as well, but they're doing generally okay. There are a few missed chords here and there, but it's still a fairly good performance.
Yeah.
And the last one got a 21. This person is keeping the best rhythm possible. Almost no failures whatsoever in the performance. And the dancers, they are doing as they usually do, keeping fairly good time. It's clear that they know the piece just as well as the rest of you do. And even at one point where there's a somewhat tricky time signature change in this particular piece, they managed to catch it pretty well.
Okay.
And then once the song is done, that's, once again, the 5 of them applaud one another. And the other 2 bards start packing up.
I kind of say goodbye to the bards who are leaving, and kind of just not necessarily exit with them, but kind of exit the tavern around the same time.
Alright then, the bards say goodbye to you, and they head out. The dancers sit down at the bar, grab themselves a drink. They are pretty worn out after all that dancing. And you head out of the tavern. I'm going to go ahead and grab the town music again. Okay, so you head back outside again. The town is pretty much just as it was once you entered. Not much has changed. There are a few more people walking the street that you can see, but that's mostly just farmers heading in to the town, selling their harvest. Is there anything you'd like to do?
What time of day is it?
I'd say it's about 1 p.m.
Okay. I start cooking a little bit of the food that I managed to find before I entered the town.
I mean, first I would ask you to roll an investigation check, since I didn't necessarily say that you found food. So is your computer working still?
No, it's not working.
Considering that you got an 8 from this check, you found some food, but it's not necessarily the best of quality. It's
Okay.
Mediocre at best. Maybe a spare loaf of bread here and there.
Alright. I kind of find, like, a nice spot to, like, sit down, and I start eating some of the bread.
Alright, make just a d20 roll. You have your regular dice ready, right?
Yes.
The 20-sided dice is the one you will be rolling for this. This is going to be how the food tastes.
I got a 2.
The bread is not very good. You suspect that it might be moldy. After all, why else would somebody throw out a perfectly good loaf of bread if it weren't perfectly good?
Yeah, I kind of spit it out as soon as I realize it does not taste good.
Well then, that's how that goes, unless you want to try to find something else.
No, it's fine.
In that case, you decide, okay, the rest of the food lying around is probably not that good either. And you head back into the town area, like that main aspect of the town. So what do you do now?
What other, like, shops and stuff are there? Because there's the tavern, and then there's the weapon store, and I know you said there were some crops.
There are some farms, but there's not very many people in the town, so there's not as much needed for this. And as a result, there's not very many buildings. You did choose the smallest town on the map, after all.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, is there anything else you want to do? Or maybe you can ask some of the other people around about any questions that are on your mind?
Yeah, I kind of, like, head back into where there's a lot of people in the main part of the town. And I just kind of, like, ask someone who's just, like, not really busy or in a hurry.
Make a perception check to see if anybody is in that state.
You're gonna have to do it. My computer's not working.
You can just roll the d20 and then I'll add the modifier.
Okay. There it is. I got a 7.
A 7, so that's 13 total. You're able to find somebody who's just kind of waiting for some reason. You're not quite able to tell what they're waiting for, but you do know that they're waiting on something. Maybe they're waiting for the time to pass, maybe they're waiting on somebody in a different building. Who knows?
I kind of like...
You go up to them and ask them a question?
Yes. I go up and ask if it would be alright if I ask them some questions.
You already have.
Well, I guess you're right. I've been wondering, what is the Lich really like?
Well, not a lot of us really know, necessarily. We don't interact with them that often. That is, unless some of us do something wrong, at which point... Well, we're not sure. All we know is that we don't necessarily see those people again.
What do you mean by do anything wrong?
Well, there are certain things about the Lich that we're not supposed to talk about.
You're not supposed to talk about?
Well, yes, of course, there are lots of things. I mean, everybody has secrets, don't they?
But the point of secrets are that people don't know about them.
Precisely. Which is why we don't tell everybody about those secrets.
But you know them. Which means you know the Lich. At least more than you're letting on.
Not that well. Some people learn the truth about the Lich, others do not. And in my case, I only know that there is a truth, not what that truth is.
Okay. Can you tell me more about these conjurings? I'm assuming you're one of them?
Yes, I am a conjuring. I have been one for... forgive me, the years do get a bit blurry, but I believe the number is somewhere along the lines of 90.
Do you know where the conjurings have come from? What made them?
Usually the conjurings are people that the Lich knew in life and decided to preserve within this realm. Other times, they're people that the Lich found later in life and decided to give a chance at having a more peaceful living, so to speak. In my case, I was found when I was still relatively young for my species, about maybe 35 years old.
And you haven't aged since then, I'm assuming?
Not really, no. After all, I do not have my usual body. Or at least my earthly body, that is.
And what kind of body do you have, if you don't mind me asking?
Why don't you go ahead and check?
What?
Okay, what I mean by that is, he is offering for you to actually grab him. Like, maybe on the shoulder or something.
Okay, I kind of, like, calmly grab his hand.
You try your best, but you close your hand around your hand, as opposed to his hand.
Okay. Do you know how it happened?
What happened?
How I couldn't touch you?
It's because my body is corporeal, which means that it's not necessarily solid, as yours is.
Thank you for Thank you for answering some of my questions.
Was this supposed to be an interview? I don't usually see people saying thanks for being asked questions.
Well, you were very insightful.
I suppose I am. Also, I'm gonna give you some advice on what you can possibly do just to get a little bit more out. Roll an insight check. Again, if you do not have the page up, you can just roll straight d20 and I'll add the modifier.
I got 15.
With the modifier or without?
Without the modifier.
That's a 21 total. He is being completely honest in the sense that he doesn't know all of the truths, but there might be something that he knows. Maybe something like entirely inconsequential, but either way.
Okay. I kind of walk away from him, kind of getting the sense that he has something else he needs to do.
As you walk away, the man is met by another person, and the two of them head off to some other place in the town. This is why the man was waiting.
Yeah.
So, is there anything else you want to do?
Not really.
Alright, in that case, we can go ahead, fast forward to the nighttime, and you can find some place to get some rest.
Okay. Do you want me to roll that now?
It's not something you roll. It's just, if you want to look for some place, then by all means, or you can just go somewhere and sleep somewhere entirely random. So if you want to find a more comfortable place to sleep, then you can go ahead and roll investigation.
Okay,
If
yeah.
not-
I kind of like look around the town looking for somewhere to stay.
Roll a d20.
I got 16.
Without modifier, right?
Yes.
That's a 19 total. You find a very, very comfortable sort of haystack.
Okay.
And I'm presuming you're going to lie in it and go to sleep there?
I do kind of like lie down. I make sure like all my items are secure. And like I would notice if someone does try to steal them from me as I lay down and go to sleep.
Which they are.
Okay.
And thus concludes your part of this session.
Alright.
Okay then, so with that in mind, I'm going to type out a synopsis in this chat sometime, and you are free to go.
Alright. See ya.
See ya. Now, for all of you watching this at home, thank you for tuning in to the first session of Life in Cold-Blooded Homicide. The plan is that this will run to maybe 9 sessions at most, but I'm going to tell you that session 2 is when things start coming to a head a bit more, because, well, the killings actually happen, ooh, but that's basically where we're going to end session 1. I will be putting a synopsis in the chat room for this campaign, for those who were not able to see this session, or the session beforehand, and I'm also going to be uploading this to YouTube for anybody who wants the in-depth of what all happened. But in the meantime, I will see you whenever we do Lich next.